What's going on, boys? My name is Nox and welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about my second character of Scourge League. I'll do a video on the first one, which was a Winter Orb Occultist down the road, but this is talking about my Fireburst Elementalist. Now, I just hit maps with this character. We just finished Katava. We're level 66, about to be 67, and the main skill we are using here is Fireburst, provided by this staff. We picked up the staff for 10C. Should be pretty easy to get for any of you guys who are interested in trying this build for yourself. Fireburst does a pretty significant amount of damage, but it's on a 1-second cooldown. It triggers when you hit with an ability. So we're going to be using Wave of Conviction and Arcanist Brand to trigger this initially, and then we're going to be using Storm Brand, Herald of Thunder, Herald of Thunder to trigger this beyond that after we shock and kill the first enemy. As you can see, we're in pretty basic leveling gear, just a Tabula, Gold Rim, some Wanderlust, this belt that gives me some strength and cold res, and some life. This is the ring that we picked up as a quest reward. This is an amulet that was a quest reward, and these are some pretty terrible gloves that basically give us nothing. This pyre ring I found, I think, on my first character, and it just has the ignited enemies killed by your hits are destroyed. This just helps clean up a few porcupines, things like that. It isn't going to clear up everything for us. This isn't like the old version of, what is it, Cooked Alive or whatever it is, where the or Charred Remains, whatever the passive from a cluster jewel that ignited enemies you kill or destroyed. It isn't going to clean up every single corpse, but it's going to deal with some of them, and it will help keep us alive. We're using a life flask with no mods, not even a good life flask. Again, this is just leveling. A granite flask, basalt for some extra armor, quicksilver, and onslaught. The auras we're using are Purity of Elements and Herald of Thunder, along with Determination. So should be pretty straightforward. We're just going to run this blue strand map here on the recording, and we have some sections and things on there. Additional life, monsters heal, blah 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 blah. Shouldn't be too worried about it. We are on Awakening 7 because, again, this is not my first character of the league. But I just wanted to showcase how this does in a setting where you're just starting out and you're trying to get through some maps. And as you can see, the clear on this is pretty insane. Just gonna pick up the shrine. And we basically just get to walk through the game. Even in the Scourge realm, things are just dying, and it takes a little bit, you know, Herald of Thunder can only trigger our Fireburst every 1 second, so we're not just one-shotting the screen every time it ticks, but we're dealing with quite a bit. So just gonna wrap up this Harbinger here as well. Just kind of run around in circles, let Herald of Thunder zap everything to death. And this is a really great build if you're interested for, you know, just real passive, casual playstyle, just something to breeze through some maps without too much thought or thinking about it. And I'm just running around trying to stay alive. We're just breezing through. So I just wanted to show this off because this is the mapper that I'm going to be using to farm Valdo's Arrest. The plan is to farm some low-tier cemetery maps for some div cards and also those harbingers. So once we get the proper watchstone, we should be making a pretty significant amount of currency there. I'm just really excited. This was a breeze to level, obviously. Once you hit level 16, you're able to use this particular staff. It's really just kind of blasts through the game, and you don't have to think about it too much. Every boss was a one-shot. It was basically deathless all the way up. And now coming up to the single target. Single target's not going to be the best in the world, again, because we're super low level. And we don't have any cluster drills or anything, and we're just... And there it is. There's the map. So going into the path of building real quick, I just wanted to kind of point out what our damage is looking like at this point with Fireburst. We have about 85,000 DPS, and that's Cyrus DPS. Nothing crazy here. The exposure type is fire, and he's ignited. Nothing else is checked off, so we don't need flask slip or anything to do this kind of damage. Like I said, when we started, we just went straight up for elemental overload, and then we handled these brand nodes here for quick leveling. And then we came down and just grabbed life, some of the fire nodes. We went up here for Breath of Flames, and seems pretty straightforward. I think from here on out, we're going to be filling out some of these golem nodes to get some more life regen, some of the shock stuff to get some extra damage to benefit from Shaper of Storms. Definitely need to do some labs because Mastermind of Discord is pretty insane damage-wise, as well as Heart of Destruction when we're hitting unique targets. So that'll be a great boss damage increase. We'll almost increase our damage by 50% just by doing our labs. Also, this damage taken recouped as life works out really well, especially with a castman damage taken Molten Shell. So you'll take some damage, you'll recoup some of it, and also it will proc your Molten Shell, which gives you an extra buff. This combined with Determination, your Granite Flask, and your Basalt Flask turns out to be a pretty significant amount of defenses. As you can see there, we were kind of cruising through without too much thought. Again, only a white map, only a tier 4 strand. Nothing to sneeze at, but again, that was the first map this character has done, and we are in absolutely garbage tier gear. So that's it for now. I just wanted to share this very beginning of the video, or very beginning of the character with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know if you are interested in trying it. I will be playing this for a pretty significant amount of time. We're going to optimize it and see where we can take it. I will post an update video in the next couple of days. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you liked the video, and I will talk to you guys next time.